Welcome back
Welcome
to another episode.
And you listen to the episodes, which are so good that people love them now. And we are sponsored by
Ourselves.
Yep.
Actually, there is a YouTuber that she says sponsored by you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
Okay.
And I'm like, you go, girl. Don't get a sponsorship.
Hey, that's probably better than corporate sponsors.
Yeah.
Didn't we have a sponsor at one point? Whatever happened to that?
We just dropped. I didn't follow up with it.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah.
I never seen even advertise anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It just kind of disappeared.
So it might have been a scam.
Maybe.
We saved ourselves from a scam. It's that time of year, y'all. Increase in scams.
American dream.
They have like call centers full of people ready to scam.
So, what's going on with you? Go.
How much time do you have?
We have 59 minutes remaining. See?
He said it right there for me. That's exactly right.
You gotta go back. You gotta.
Obi.
Go. There you go.
He has a lot to say.
I didn't specify who to rant, so he
was like, "Let me take the mic." I have been running around nonstop. Work, things going on with my dad, and trying to help my mom with stuff because my mom's brother can't do anything, and just appointments left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got an update on a medical appointment, and I got super nervous today and stuff, so that kind of threw me off, and then I almost missed my dentist appointment. The dental hygienist that I've been going to for over a year now is not there anymore, and that's upsetting.
Yeah?
Yeah, because she was cool, but I don't know if I'll go back to that dentist place, but I guess this is a good piece of information, or good news.
Good news.
It only took me...
She's dead.
Not yet. They haven't assassinated her yet.
Oh, I was thinking about Wicked. But
I know, so was I, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
I figured you were going that direction.
For what we were going to talk about next. But it only took 5 years of going to the dentist to finally hear the dentist tell me, well, you're boring. This is just maintenance. You don't have a cavity or anything.
Oh.
Wow. Thank God. Because the last time I was at the dentist before this past year of just cleaning, I had to get a root canal. I had to get a crown fixed. Remember, we were at Zips and I broke my tooth?
Broke your, yeah.
It was my crown from eating one tortilla chip. And so... Man, they just overcooked them.
Zips is just dropping the ball lately. My gosh.
I mean, they're feeding us Campbell's chicken
soup. The servers are yelling. Servers are yelling at us.
Just eat your fucking food.
I know, man. I'm thinking the tavern's gonna be our new place.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Man,
you bite your tongue.
Huh?
You bite your tongue.
Valley Luna.
But there's it's funny because there's a lot going on. I feel like in our lives running back and forth, but the whole world, the world stage has a lot going on too. Because since our last episode, Candace has gotten a response from Erica Kirk.
Stop.
Wait, no, we gotta do it like this. Ready? 3, 2. Stop. No. It has to be more aggressive. 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Ooh.
Man, the entertainment...
We can act as well as she does.
The entertainment be entertaining. I'm sorry. Her whole response, not what it should have been. If things aren't true, why are we not calling out people by names? Why didn't she say, Candace, stop? Do you get what I'm saying?
They didn't really say her name. Well, the interviewer did. She said people and then they mentioned her.
And then, and conspiracy theorists. And I'm like, you're basically grouping a bunch of people because all of us.
They're calling her a cult now.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm part of a cult? No, I'm kidding. I'm not. It's not.
Don't question anything.
I know.
Just take the narrative. Oswald killed JFK, and some furry killed Charlie Kirk.
And today was the first day of his trial.
Mm-hmm. He was like laughing and smirking.
Yeah, why? Because they probably gave him like a new cover and he'll be released.
Brian
is. It's probably like, I got paid $1 million to be here.
Something. Who knows?
Anyways, I just think if something is true, if something isn't true, why be so upset? Just, and again, I could be wrong. You just say, look, it's this too much, enough. But there's just like so much anger behind it, and I think it's just all has to do. This is my opinion. The two-party system is falling apart.
It's uniparty, girl.
And the midterms, that's the main fucking focus. Even Megyn Kelly said, midterms coming. I was like, who the fuck cares? The world is ending, y'all. The world is ending. You have two political parties that are like, boom, doing this, back and forth.
Doesn't matter.
And then they're ripping each other apart.
Yeah.
Then we're getting people assassinated, like JFK, because it was an inside job. No one can tell me any different. It was an inside job. Governments. Like, so, yeah.
MLK was, JFK was, Nixon Watergate was.
It's really irritating, and this has a lot to do with what we've recently experienced. I don't know, irritation is not the right word. I'm so fed up with, why do I have to sit here and listen to all the baloney, all the dramatic acting from whatever movement, whatever group of people, whatever stupidity. I have to listen to it. You and I have to listen to it. But the minute we want to question something or bring up a topic that we're passionate about, Nazi, fascist, phobic, unfriend, block.
Even if you take a centric role, which I just found, which I just learned, where I'm just going on Facebook crusading, like you said, both sides suck. Both sides are corrupt. It's a uniparty shit. I mean, you saw, like, Miami's now screwed. Miami's now going to wonder because now the mayoral candidate flipped from red to blue and come the same policies. It doesn't matter, like you said.
It doesn't,
And if you paid attention for a while, fight for your side, fight for right, fight for left, red, blue, all this don't matter.
No, it doesn't.
We're all going to be under their thumb, and it's a uniparty thing. It is. It's a hierarchy thing. It's a good versus evil. It's money. It's power. It's John Wick table, whatever you want to call it. So, but you're right. The fatigue of it is, I think, where you're going with that. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But it's. I'm getting tired of these group of people, and I say group of people, meaning people on our level, the average Joes, that advocate for certain sides of the political parties, that just speak in volumes, they're protesting, they're doing all this stuff. That's okay. Like, the fact that there's still protests in front of the ICE detention center in Portland is ridiculous. Like, these people have no lives. They're demonic because they look crazy. They all look crazy. Why do I have to put up with that? Those people that live in those apartments, why do they have to put up with that? You can't even open your window and be like, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep. Because then you're the bad person.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the bad person trying to live your life. But you're the bad person.
If you're not on the streets going, emote,
yeah.
then if you're not a drone, a hive-minded drone, then if you're not one of Vecna's little creatures, because I was watching Stranger Things.
I have not seen that show. But that's creepy. But I just think in the average Joe setting, meaning everyday people, that's what we have to deal with. If you're not on a specific party or going along with the sheep-like mentality, you are shunned, which is fine. I'm a black sheep in my family, so I'm used to it.
I'm used to it now, too.
Yeah, so I would rather have common sense, critically think, and have my own ideas and my own questions. It is just fortunate enough that people with bigger platforms, higher following, can vocalize these questions versus us, because everyone's just like, shut the fuck up.
What do you know?
Yeah. And then it's funny that these people on bigger platforms question, and then people are like, oh yeah. And I do enjoy seeing that people saying, you know, I'm going to give the example. Erica Kirk says she didn't have to answer to anyone. Yeah, you don't. You don't, but you're a publicly traded company, so guess what? You do. You
answer
do.
Over, yeah.
And if you are in the public eye, this comes with that territory. All it takes, and this is the thing that bothers me, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm expressing this in the wrong way. All it takes is for you to, anyone, because even her family, her team at TPUSA couldn't say, this is not true, and that's the end of the discussion. Yeah. Something as simple as that. No. They had to do this long-winded, da-da-da. Well, here we thought it would go away. Just that guy saying, well, we thought it would go away. What the fuck do you mean you think it would go away? Like, the way he said it, it was like an excuse. And then, how sad for someone who is like, someone who donates or follows that company, literally called them out and said, why did you only give her 24 hours to respond to come and meet? And why does she have to do it in person when you guys do it live? And it's like,
just Zoom it, yeah.
They just did all this run-on sentence paragraph, and then in the end, what the fuck did he say? Nothing.
He did a Kamala.
Yeah, and that's exactly the same thing with Erica Kirk. You have the time to go to all these shows, but you can't just, like when you did the video of you videotape the casket and talking to him, you don't have to answer to anyone. You didn't have to do that. You don't have to, how she was saying, like, oh, can I have something for me and my family? No, you broadcasted his body while you were over him crying. That's what I'm saying. This is all a show. It's a show, yeah. So I have been living for all this because it's just a show and it's just going to get better. We're almost to the finale, guys. Almost.
You think so?
I think so, but I think it's very manipulative because the focus is on political elections, the midterms. Focus is on political parties. Because Erica coming out and saying that stuff, do you really think she meant what she, like, oh, leave it, it's for me, can I have something for me, and like, we would never do this? No, she's selling a book. They want donations, they're selling shirts, they're doing all this stuff. So to me, that's
they raised like $90 million.
A lot of money.
As soon as he died. It's like,
yeah.
Wow.
And where does that money go?
But yet it's Candace who is making money off this.
And like you said in the last episode, she's already popular. She's already
monetized. She's already got her.
She's already wealthy. Yeah. She doesn't need to do this.
And again, I don't necessarily always like her demeanor and style, but all she's doing is just asking questions. That's it.
And that's what I meant to say is, it's very elitist to say what she said. I don't have to answer. I don't have time. I'm sorry, you're in the public eye. You do.
Don't you have a PR department? Someone should be answering
these
questions.
This is what I'm saying. What is going on? The PR department sucks.
Like, she doesn't have, the CEO never really does.
No, but an official statement?
There's a PR, and I think they did kind of come up with that one where he was just basically, instead of explaining their point of view, they just tried to tear apart her questions instead of talking just about...
It was very obvious.
Yeah, and it's like, all you have to do really with the technology we have, just say, hey, Candace, Thursday, instead of doing your show, you want to, one of our people will get on, you can just do a 48 and 50-minute show and go back and forth. Yeah. You know, we'll be on your show. You can ask us anything you want. And within reason, I mean, they'll give parameters and stuff. Yeah. That's all. It's all like immediately when she started coming forth and saying, you could have come out and said, yeah, the planes are kind of weird. I wonder why they did go to Cairo, and this hangar in Delaware is kind of suspicious and all this stuff. You know, that's separate. I don't know. But when it comes to what happened in Utah, here's what happened. Here's the phone call. Yeah. Here's why he called someone. Here's why the guy just stood there. Here's why they got the camera. Here's why the SD card was cleared. This is why we cemented the whole area. This is why there was no blood or DNA found anywhere. No, all they have to do is just say, hey, well, just ask. I know you could counter-argue it as, well, they don't have to, but when there's public concern over a public assassination over a public figure, you're going to have questions. And if there's already distrust, which affects the midterms, because if the Republican Party is in charge right now, like they are across the board, and there's cover-up and conspiracy for people aren't getting the answers, that is automatically going to destroy your chances of winning. You're seeing that. Democrats are winning all these special elections because whoever's in charge when these things happen, people then say, well, I don't trust the government. Right now, the government is the GOP. Yeah. So when it comes to midterms, I'm going to vote for the other, just like in 2024. I didn't like how my life was going with Biden. I'm going to vote for the other guy, whether I like him or not, because they had their chance. I don't like it. I'm voting for the other side. You're going to see that completely flip in 2026.
I almost feel like with the amount of people that are like, yeah, why can't we ask questions, or why do we have to believe that the FBI saw this? It was that kid. It was this and that. Because even Cash Patel, when Megyn Kelly asked him like, what about Candace with the assassination attempt? He didn't. He did a word salad. He didn't even answer it. I would think he'd be like, yeah, we took it into consideration and we're investigating. Even a response like that.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, we investigate all inquiries from everyone. It's like...
All you had to do, you're right. All you had to do was that prototypical, you see it in movies. I can't comment on an ongoing investigation.
But we are looking
into every angle, every lead. We appreciate the public supporting this. If you have any information, email, put an email out there for tips, whatever, like Candace does.
Yeah.
And say, we will look into everything. We are doing everything within my power. But we have all, because they just did another child sex ring bust. They've been busting, thankfully, they've been busting child ring after child ring after child ring. So they are doing work. But when it comes to this, there's just, don't ask us, don't.
They're covering it up.
This is completely, for whatever reason, whoever did it or whatever's going on, it's obvious to anyone who has any critical thinking or knows the history of our government. Yeah. Our intelligence agencies, really not our government, because the government would never have the brains to think of doing this. It's these intelligence agencies and military operations that do this. It's clear and obvious, and like I said, I haven't been watching stuff as much because it gets real old real fast. Because, like you, we're not going to get answers.
It's a movie.
There's no answers to be. Yeah. There, it's good. Just not. Just like Epstein stuff. Trump signs it, files it, and then 3 judges step up and say no. It's just another thing yet again where it's just like
we get close and then
these things are never going to be. They don't think we are worthy to know. They need to hide these things because if we know the truth, if we know the truth about how they live and how they act, we would never follow them.
But we do.
We do because we don't. But you know it too, especially on, and it's not just liberals. Conservatives are like this too. This is where they got the Uniparty and they got us both. There's so many people out there that won't believe that the government's corrupt at all. Yeah. Everything's above board. Everything is legit. Everything is fine. It's just us conspiracy theorists trying to make things into something more than what it is. And there's too many people that just take they take that blue pill. Yeah. They take that blue pill. They sit down and they have that steak that's very chewy. And that's just until we get people are paying more attention, but anytime, you said you're following someone new, but anytime someone pops up that goes along with the questions, they're probably immediately smeared to hell and back. Yeah. And the algorithms just take them away.
I think it's funny, this person that I just started following on our account, because it's hilarious, she literally said, don't listen to Candace. And I clicked on it. And I was like, I gotta hear what she's got to say. Yeah. Just because I want to hear all sides. Yes. And she's like, the internet doesn't control you, you control it. And I literally like, oh! And she was like, you can easily not click play, not click on Candace's page, and not watch it. Yeah. You don't have to comment. You don't have to watch it. She said, all you people saying all this stuff, you haven't watched the episodes. And I was like, it's so true because it's out of context, or they get clips, like you said last time, from other influencers and stuff. And it is funny that there's a push recently in influencers, and not just on this topic, everything, even our own food, like health stuff. I mean, everything is being pushed. It's programming. It's all. This is all this little debate or drama that we're watching right now between Candace and Eric. It's programming.
It's like the 31 Atlas. It was all programming for whatever the reason it was.
Yeah. But it didn't get enough attention, so now we got to move on to the next thing.
I was watching a reel today of somebody who was back in the late 70s or 80s where she was gone through MK Ultra. And then one of the things that she had found and heard was that they were trying to use UFO invasions and alien invasions to mass control the minds of people. Because if you tell people, oh my God, there's this overall threat to humanity, and we are all at risk of being enslaved or death, we will say, I will give up everything, just protect me. And all they have to do is get those laws changed to destroy our basic rights, basic freedoms. There's no going back. Yeah. That's how the WEF and the Great Reset, they can't just say, hey, we want some nice utopian paradise. We're going to solve world hunger and all this stuff by giving you all rations and sitting in your bug paste in your apartments. No, they have to break us. They have to break. I will break you. Or I don't do Russian well because Russians are stupid. But it's... Sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. But you know what I mean. That's why it's like, it's nice when things come up to where we can discuss little things. But my point of view anymore is just like, I want to keep up with it.
It's a good reality show for me.
But yeah, so you got new, so you find new people to follow, and your spiritual angles to
different perspectives, people. Different perspective. Yeah. And I think it's funny that people who do get so angry, it speaks volumes. Yeah. It speaks everything that you don't want it to portray, it portrays. So, nice try. I don't know what to say to that because, what's that guy's name? Tim Pool?
Oh
the way he reacted, I was like, bro, what happened? Like, did you lose money in stock? Did you, like, what the fuck happened?
I guess it's not the first time he's had gunshots around his house.
Well, okay, hold up. Getting shot at is very serious. Okay?
It is.
It's scary. But at the same time, look at your platform. I have said it before. I'm surprised Candace hasn't been attacked, like, every day. Because she is very passionate and straightforward about things. But the way he went on, I was like, dude, what is wrong? Popcorn. I was like, shoveling that popcorn.
And it's like very childish.
Well, yeah, that's what I think he's butthurt. He is very butthurt because
I agree with her. It's not masculine at all.
No, he lost followers.
Yeah.
Because he basically called his own followers stupid if they watched her question. So the whole point is this whole little debate thing is so to keep us. If we ask questions, you're wrong. We need to keep you in line, and we're going to tell you it's ripping the public, the world apart. Have sympathy, send donations. Like, this is all the key words that pop into my head when I watch this stuff. And again, this is my opinion, and I could be totally off. It's my opinion, my theory. I want this to continue because I'm seeing online the two divides.
Yeah.
People are like with Erica or with Candace, or like, why can't we question? What is he? I don't agree with her.
There's no middle.
Why can't I question? She should keep asking questions. Are they all right or wrong? No. Like, is she right to ask this question? No. But again, why can't we ask questions? And I think the tearing apart of each party within itself and each other, they keep bringing up midterms. I think there's a huge concern, and this is why they get so angry. Their political party will not win. But I think it's going to get to that point, like that coworker you had. Mm-hmm. Is there even a point to go vote?
Yeah,
I think
that's what I said.
A lot of people are going to go to these polls and be like, what the fuck for?
And I think you're seeing that so far. So that was a theory, and they're blaming Candace for this, saying that Republicans aren't going out to vote because they're just so tired of everything. And Democrats will never stop. And they have the numbers. So if there were Republicans to win pretty much anywhere, they have to have everyone that's eligible vote.
Well, they're losing too.
But they're going to lose because you look at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, midterms. It's like, do you realize that every single time, I mean, it's clockwork. When there's a change at the top, the executive branch, when it flips from red to blue or blue to red, especially if they have the House and the Senate, that next midterm, they always lose. Obama did. Biden did.
It's a cycle.
Trump did. Clinton did. You get 2 years. Yeah. 2 years to push all your... That's why the Affordable Health Care Act, or the Health Care Act, was pushed through government shutdown while they had full control to strong-arm all the Democrats to vote for it, even though they said this is a financial disaster.
Yeah.
But they had 2 years. When Trump took office, he wanted to repeal that, go free market system. But he had 2 years, couldn't get his party to do it. They have 2 years. So the people are like, the leftist influencers are already like, well, you're going to lose midterms. It's like, well, yeah. That's how it works. And so, yes, the government will stall. We'll go through impeachment after impeachment. Hakeem Jeffries will be installed as the speaker since Pelosi's done. And that's how it works.
Yeah, this whole political thing is...
It's a show. And
it's a show.
It's a repetitive show. It's like reruns. It's like we're on syndication right now.
Right. And that's why I get a kick out of this when people, the unfriended or whatnot, because like those people are the ones that live and breathe the politics, and I'm just like, you have a life outside of that. Like,
my theory is they
what
don't
is
really,
going
my
on?
theory, though, especially with what I just went through, I don't think she actually, or the people, the former friends, the one muted me, one didn't talk to me anymore. I don't think they live and breathe politics at all. I don't think they know or understand politics
Based off
at
of
all.
what I saw, that
Yeah.
the posting,
Yeah.
that to me means you live and breathe.
I think
you're always thinking about
you're
it.
right. You're right in a way because live and breathe in terms of you get caught.
It's always here.
You
on
get
your
caught
mind.
up in your algorithm, and your algorithm is one-sided, so you are
Yeah.
constantly upset by the one-sided algorithm. But usually those people don't have a damn what actually is going on in politics. They know nothing of history. That's why I get unfollowed and she'd probably blocked because I've been saying, hey, look, why are you so upset? This is what's happened in the past. Here's current liberals like Bill Maher saying the Democratic Party's gone off a cliff and that's why you lose.
Yeah.
I'm using their words, their stories, their things, and I put that in my post a lot. Say, don't get mad at, but they didn't. Don't get mad at me because I'm saying, hey, look, messaging's important. Look, telling people they're stupid Nazi fascist bigots isn't going to win you any elections.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want to do. Don't tell me how bad the other side is. I can judge that for myself. So that's why I think sometimes with her, she probably doesn't know. She's not very bright. I mean, seriously, she doesn't know a damn thing about politics. She doesn't have any form of history of what happened with Biden, Trump, Obama, Clinton, Reagan, HW. She doesn't have a clue on how everything that happened with deportations, ICE, due process, Clinton's legislation that he signed, the expedited due process orders. She has no idea about all this stuff.
No, but if you were to bring it up, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, and I gotta block you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing because now we can transition because we'll come back to Charlie Kirk more stuff later. But
no, that'll constantly be updated because this is a reality. This is like Housewives of politics.
But another part of that is because I wanted to talk about Spotify last time because they're in the midst of people wanting to boycott them and all this stuff. And I was like, why? Why? And it's a lot of the same
bullshit.
This same stuff. Because I mean, part of it was artist compensation issues, according to this article, and any streaming service that's always going to be in it, whether it's movies, music.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the fight. There's AI fights, there's streaming fights, there's compensation fights. But even though the artists have never made money on album sales, they've never made money on, like when you had Sam Goody or Circles or Tower Records and all these places, they didn't make money on that. They made money from tours. Because the record companies, the studios, the producers, they took all the money, for, unless you were producing all your money, your songs yourself. That's why Prince, when he was with Warner Brothers, he was like, I'm a slave, and did the symbol. And as soon as he broke free from that, got into Paisley Park and did his own stuff, then he was free, and then he was able to rake in money and sell his library tapes. And that's why Michael Jackson, people like that, get taken off the board because they want their libraries back. They want their libraries, but the rich and powerful mafia that runs the music industry.
It all released, yeah.
So that's why with Spotify, I was like, don't tell me that's what it is, because the music industry alone is mafia. And they try to steal from artists and abuse artists and drug artists and essay artists and everything. I'm playing the YouTube game with that.
Yeah.
But then I saw that they were, the CEO, they were boycotting over military investments. He is investing heavily in a military technology startup. This investment valued around $700 million, focused on developing AI-based warfare systems. Yeah, and the revelation prompted a global boycott of Spotify by users and artists who view this move as contradictory to the platform's central values and promotion of militarization rather than peace. So again, because these are artists, so they are the more passive type when it comes to conflict, when it comes to violence, when it comes to military, when it comes to preparedness, when it comes to war, which is fine. I'm not saying there's wrong with any of that. But they're wanting them, the artists and people are wanting, in the industry are wanting him to be, because they don't like that. And it's an AI-based warfare company. So I don't like that as well. But I was like, does that really need to be something you boycott somebody because they're involved in military company? Because if you dig into any CEO or any major corporation, you're going to find them investing in stuff that you're probably not going to like or agree with.
Well, it feels like everyone's involved in the military now.
Yeah. But the main one that I saw, finally understood because the industry is mostly liberal, mostly Democrat. Controversy over ICE recruitment ads. That immediately is like, this is why they're boycotting Spotify.
Oh,
It's not about military contracts or AI warfare. It's, to me, it's not about how they're treating artists and compensation for streaming, because again, Just like with buying their albums, they never made money on that. Streaming services are always going to kind of rip off the artist in a way, unless you own your own library and you own your own stuff, and you can, charge them to put it on your platform. But yeah, another major controversy arose when Spotify began running recruitment advertisements for ICE. This decision sparked backlash from artists and independent labels who argued that such politically charged messaging should not be associated with their work. So because they're on Spotify, and Spotify is doing ICE recruitment ads, which I would think, because I listened to a conservative podcaster a long time. I don't really listen to them anymore, but I was really blown away because they have ads in the beginning for the big people, the influencers. And there was a Planned Parenthood ad before this very conservative podcaster. And I was like, I sent a little message out, DM, was like, do you realize they're putting Planned Parenthood ads as you're about to talk about being pro-life? So these ads, if this is that Spotify was running ICE recruitment ads as advertisements, because you have Spotify and you have ad-free Spotify, right? Yeah. So where the ads like join ICE, join the team, and so anybody who is running with that pure orange anger sees, it's ICE, not knowing that ICE has been doing this for God knows how long, but now suddenly it's evil and bad. So is this the main reason why actually Spotify is being? And if so, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah. So you're going to be like Home Depot's under fire because they were saying that they were complicit in allowing ICE to come out of their property and raid these because Home Depot's known for, even though it's a government entity, they can pretty much go where they want.
Exactly. I was just going to say, isn't it a government?
But Home Depot was getting shit. They were buying those ice scrapers. People were lining up to buy ice scrapers and going right back to return them. Like that's making some sort of statement. Because ICE suddenly, after all these decades, and Biden and Obama using ICE, which is where no cries are whining.
Presidents using ICE.
But now ICE is bad. Now ICE is horrible. So I thought, okay, Spotify is basically, in my opinion, being boycotted because they ran ICE ads.
I would entertain that opinion because I feel like this whole Spotify thing comes in waves. Because I feel like the Spotify controversy was months ago, and then it just fell under the radar. And now it's back.
I see a few people on Instagram, and I if you want to boycott any company for the reason they don't align with your views and ideals, go for it. I have no problem with people saying I don't want to use Spotify, I want to use something else. Yeah. My whole thing is when they start saying you should, or everyone should, or people need to, and start that. If you don't, something's wrong with you. Because your views don't align with their views. Your ideas and beliefs don't align with their views. For me, it's like, for Spotify, it's like, I know there's a few other platforms out there, but you know how it is, this is lazy, I know, to take all those artists that you follow, all those podcasts, all those songs on your list, and just transfer that. No, you can't transfer. So you'd have to go to another site and basically just find it all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So you really want to do that because the CEO of Spotify invested in some AI warfare and ran some ICE ads?
And like you said, guess what? The other CEO of the other company probably does the same shit. So.
And the other part of it was...
They don't run the ads, but they invest in it.
And then the other one was Chobani Yogurt.
Oh, let's hear about Chobani.
Chobani, and this is easy too.
Is it because of Jamie Lee Curtis?
No. Because they are partnering with someone with the last name Trump. That's it.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Because they're backlash due to a conference partnership with a company co-founded, so it's not even her company, co-founded by Ivanka Trump, and a class action lawsuit alleging misleading health claims. Now it's a partnership with co-founded by Ivanka Trump aimed at reducing food waste by connecting farmers with food companies.
What?
So you want to boycott a food company because they partnered with a company that wants to reduce waste of food.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't even know where else to.
I thought it was because they found contamination or something, or like Chobani containers actually has more plastic in it and it leaks into the yogurt.
No, people don't care about that.
I know.
But if you, they don't care about if there's bugs in their yogurt, if there's contaminants, if there's
it's lab grown yogurt.
They don't care.
No.
But if you partner with anyone with the last name Trump, You need to be destroyed, even if the company that you're partnering with is about cutting out food waste.
People in America do not give a fuck about food waste. You and I both know this in the industry you work in.
Yes, I've seen it for 17 years.
And with me seeing how people make so much food and then they don't, like, there's people out in this world, I don't do leftovers.
Yeah.
What the fuck you don't mean you don't, what?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it pains me to go out to a restaurant and, like, I understand if you don't like something.
Yeah.
But, like, we've gone to restaurants and people leave their whole fucking plate and I was like,
I know.
Do you know there's like a homeless person down the street that wants food?
Well, people with kids especially.
Right.
Their kids won't touch any of their food.
Yeah,
instead of saying, let me take this home.
The parents, they're like, oh, I was like, don't you need a box for that? And they're like, no, they won't eat it. And I'm like,
and you can't.
My parents would be like, you're eating this tomorrow.
And you can't, like, we should ask Amanda this. You can't, like.
Oh, we should.
You can't, like, box it up if it's not yours. Because, you know, all these rules and regulations in the land of the free. So, you're not allowed. So, even if you were to be like, hey, I know someone that's in need, or there's someone I can look out and see if someone's like right here on the corner.
Yeah.
Let me box that up real quick. I'll just drive down the street. Someone's bound to be setting up with a sign. I'll be like, hey, here's some chicken tenders. Here, please, have some food. But no, the food will just go. We waste. We
waste a shit ton of food.
They're always like, billionaires need to take care of everybody, but they need to give their money.
Give their money.
Food. I know, we would. And if they're like, we'll teach like Africans how to farm and how to do clean water, they've tried that.
Yeah. They
don't do it. Yeah. They won't. They take the equipment, they break it down, and they do usually pretty bad stuff with it.
Yeah.
Look what happened in Gaza. They gave them all the water filtration systems, means to make their land fruitful so they could farm and do it, and they turn it into missile launchers.
They sure did.
And it's like giving people that's not going to work. So why don't we take the food we're tossing, like all the food carts I throw out every day? Mm-hmm. And yes, there's food banks, but the food banks are picky. Because they don't want, because in a Sue Happy America, you can't just give food away.
Okay, so get this. When I was in banking, there was Einstein Bagels. I don't know if this is like Einstein's company, like policy, but the Einstein's Bagel that was in the area where I worked at that time, all the leftover bagels would get taken to the zoo so that the animals can eat them, like elephants, rhinos, whatever. And then something happened. And they couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
They don't want us fed. Not even animals.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it's something, I'm sorry, I'm using logic, common sense. I've heard many years ago in California has the ability to grow the amount of crops and food, and I guess at the end of the year they just like burn it all. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why? Yeah. Why? And you're right about the food banks, because heaven forbid you get a bag of rice and beans. Mm-hmm. And people are like, ew, who wants this? Yeah. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Talked about with the SNAP thing. Yeah. And there's opportunities all over the place in every major grocery retailer in the nation. And I can see it. If I was at work and I was talking to one of my managers or people, they would probably give me all these legitimate, serious reasons as to why this is just how it has to be. Because we never want to take any time or effort to figure out how can we actually feed people in need by taking all this waste and everything that we don't, because the apple isn't really ripe anymore, because there's a bruise on the banana, because the grapes are softened up, and you don't mean tell me someone on the street's not going to like, oh please, I don't want this banana, there's a bruise on it. I mean, they probably would, but
right, but get the, it's because people don't know what hunger is. Yeah. Okay,
the decision makers.
I'm gonna be straight up like that. I don't think until you know what it is to be hungry. And it could be as simple as like you started work, go to work, you left your food at home, you can't leave the office because you're the only person in the department, you don't really get a lunch, oh shit, you don't have lunch, what are you going to do? You got to starve. Mm-hmm. I know for me, that hunger pain is unbearable. Maybe because of my digestive system, whatever the fuck is wrong with me. But anyone who is hungry, a fucking piece of stale bread alone, I would be excited for. And that's the issue, is people don't know what hunger is until it gets to that point. When they're homeless or whatever, then they get demanded, because some of these homeless people are, I'm like, wow, you're out of pocket. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's, I need this, I need that. Kind of like with snap benefits, how we talked like ribeye, crab legs.
Crab legs, yeah.
But it's so sad because until you get to that point, people don't realize, man, like, I only have tortillas and shredded cheese until next paycheck.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
I got bologna and cheese but no bread, so I'm just going to roll the bologna and cheese together and eat it like a roll-up.
And still eat it. Yeah. So, I mean, you're being fed water. I just don't
You're
get
sniffing
it.
the milk and just hoping that stays down because it's like a week and a half past due date.
Yeah.
For that last little bit of cereal you have in that's basically the dust
You're like,
at the bottom.
oh,
Yeah.
You're like,
So it's basically just flavored milk at this point because there's no cereal in the box.
yeah.
I've been there.
Hey, I have too.
Yeah.
There have been plenty of times where I'm like, oh fuck, especially at work because this is very. Look, sometimes at work they bring food, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't count on it. But there are days where I'm like, oh, thank God, because I forgot my lunch,
Yeah.
right? But there are times when they're like, oh, lunch was canceled. I'm like, fuck.
Hmm.
Now I have 30 minutes, and everything around you, it's nearby. But 30-minute lunch to be able to get it and then come back, like you're eating at your desk. It's not.
Thankfully
really
for me,
a
I don't
lunch.
have that problem, but
Yeah,
because there's
right.
food everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's human behavior.
But I wish we were as passionate about this, as passionate about how do we fix wasting food? How do we fix getting food that we're not eating to the hands of people who need it? How do we fix the passion, like the level of passion that people have for Charlie Kirk, as much passion of ICE, as much passion as hating your political opponent or blocking someone or unfriending someone. I wish we could take and redirect all that passion, which again is misguided. I don't think these people really have like I said, have a clue what they're even protesting for or what these people boycotting. They don't have a clue.
Along. Yeah.
I just wish we could, especially at a decision-making level and the corporate levels, and then we had as much passion to take care of each other and to take care of people in need. And use the system, use this and say, instead of just saying, well, there's really nothing we can do about it because this red tape, this bureaucracy. Why don't we have as much passion about changing that bureaucracy and those laws and that legislation or those policies? Especially if you're in the grocery world, you run the company. It's your company. Why can't you say, okay, well, I'm going to loosen these restrictions so we can take care of things and give more food. If you're a food bank, but again, the lawyers run the world. So, I mean,
it's all about control. It
is about control, and we understand that feeding people is not their goal. Making bellies full, taken care of, healthy, happy, employed, cheap homes, money in our bank accounts. That's not the goal. Yeah. Because that's not the agenda, and that doesn't reset anything. That doesn't give them any power. If we're happy, we say, what are you doing? We don't need you. Now we want to shrink government. Now we want to oust people that we don't want in power in an office.
Right.
That's why Shuba Intern was saying, how do we, what do we have to do? What would we have to do to overthrow?
Yeah.
Well, we won't because we're too busy arguing over, unfriending each other because I say, hey, you say F this guy. I said, well, what about the people you support that do the exact same thing that you F him for? Yeah. Because they're the uniparty and the people that buy all the politicians have them all doing the same thing, but you don't have any passion for that.
Right.
So I don't know where we go because the circle all the way back around. Is it worth even voting or caring about politics or caring about what goes on? It's
not. Remember back in the day when I was like, I don't vote because it's a mafia. Yeah. And they're like, it's really important to go vote. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna go vote because this is unbelievable, right? Yeah. I'm back at where I was a couple years ago. Like, what's the point of voting? We all know it's a joke. It's a movie. It's a system.
I'm kind of there now because it doesn't matter.
But, think about it.
It doesn't matter who wins.
Think about it. If a lot of people jumped on that and said, I'm not voting because I don't agree with either side, or, it's just the same bullshit over and over again, what happens?
It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Like I said, the only difference between the left and the right anymore, the uniparty, or the perception of there being two parties, is just their identity politics that they're allowed to play around with.
I don't give a fuck about
that. But as you see, abortion is still going to be the craze. Transitioning is still going to be the craze, no matter who's in charge. Because Republicans have been in charge for almost a full year, and we're still seeing schools doing whatever they want. Yeah. You're still seeing. I'm hearing stories and seeing reels about middle schoolers and their parents being pissed off because their child's being transitioned against their will just because they don't know how to answer very complicated questions and are leading them into one direction. It's
honestly
evil is just got such a stranglehold.
The biggest thing here, and I noticed this the other day, and I was like, God damn it! How many teachers have been arrested for sexting students, minors, and women? It's been there's 3 women that got recently arrested for that, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this world. Let me tell you what this world's about, okay? Because Bonnie Blue even got arrested recently, okay? Let me tell you what this world's about. Pedophilia, sex, and money. That's it. Those are the 3
Power,
things.
money, and in some circles, sacrifice.
Yeah. I include that with the pedophilia because I feel like they just do. It's not just that act; they just want to do horrendous things.
It is completely good versus evil.
Yeah. Is there any good though? Like I feel like it's just evil and more evil.
There's a lot. It's just
we don't see it enough.
Evil has their hooks into everything that we consume, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, every platform, every social media, the main influencers, the algorithm control, Google control, Alexa control. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, they have every network, cable network, and when anyone pops up, like OAN pops up to be an opposing voice, they're smeared.
Yeah.
And said, well, that's Russian propaganda. Fox News gets smeared, even though they're kind of assholes. Newsmax comes along. Oh, these are a bunch of hacks. Don't listen to them. Benny Johnson. Oh, he's Russian. No matter who it is, it's now Charlie Kirk off the board. Now Erica's like, just leave it alone. They have that's why I tell liberals, you don't be pissed off. You're gonna win. Your side has the numbers. You guys has the power, and your side has a great reset coming. You don't fret. You just wait out these 3 years, and then you'll have all this grand paradise utopia that you so crave, in which we will be able to kill any baby in the womb and transition any 12-year-old you want, and life will be great for you because that's all you freaking care about.
I don't know. Will we? Well,
they'll be happy. Well, they'll be happy because that's why That's why it's like I know that's what it is because. Dude, Trump has 3 years left and he's done, but they're still.
He's been done.
But you know what I mean. But they're still
chilling.
smearing him every day. And it's like
he's like, I don't care.
Why do you need to smear? He can't run, so what are you smearing? Shouldn't you be stepping up to start smearing Vance? Because that's next in line. It's gonna be Vance versus Newsom. It's gonna be 2 rich, straight white guys, which everybody hates because that's the biggest threat to democracy in America.
What do you mean? No.
But those are the 2 people that are going to be on the ticket. Why?
I know, it contradicts.
We have no choice. We don't have a choice.
We do have a choice.
Democrats
you don't vote. Well, see, that's the thing. There's Democrats and then there's liberals. And the liberals are like...
No, I mean that because I think you've seen it. The last 3 nominees, Hillary was placed on the ticket. Bernie came back and was beating her. They said, no, superdelegate, she's on the ticket.
I don't like Bernie.
Joe Biden was just placed in there last minute.
Hmm.
Came in, just took like a handful of states, and they crowned him. And then when Biden couldn't get through the debate, and they said, "You're done." They didn't re-primary and have anybody vote for Kamala. They just put her on the ticket, which is unprecedented. If a Republican Party did that, do you know what would happen? Like mainstream media-wise?
Oh yeah.
You talk about no king. That is a king or queen like thing where you don't, and they're like, well, she got no. There's no. Well, when you primary, it's not Biden Kamala. It's whoever it is. It's him and her. And now it's funny. I love it because Kamala and Newsom are starting their because during primaries they just you find out who they really are because they bash each other and they take the truth. They bring the truth out and all that. And so you're going to find out the truth about who Newsom is and the truth about who Kamala is. And then whoever wins, then they're going to say, never mind. They're a great person. Vote for them. And we fall for it.
Yeah,
that hook right in the cheek, and we just.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's just. I like having these conversations because, like, all these thoughts come out, and then, like, something we say actually will happen.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised if there's a news report, which is the news. Fuck the news. They're manipulated. They all know each other. They're all in the same scripts.
Yeah.
They'll probably come out and be like, this is like the lowest voting rate we've ever seen for midterms. They're like, this is that. And I'll be like, yeah, because you fucking keep doing stupid shit. People are waking up people are asking questions, as they rightfully should, and I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, but all I can say is I'm here for the entertainment. The entertainment is entertaining. So I will stick to my Housewives of Political Parties show or whatever podcast. I mean, the fact that was it the Grammys? They have a podcast category now.
Yeah, I think so.
Like that's how bad it's getting, guys. What does that mean? That means that they're losing control, and so we have to have these dramas.
Yeah.
Erica, Candace, to be in place so people can be like, oh wait, we gotta hook them somehow. Like you said, hook us in somehow, because they're losing control, and that's why I want all this to collapse. But my thing is, what happens when it collapses? What's gonna happen?
Great reset.
Which is what?
2030.
Oh fuck no! That's not what I want.
It'll never collapse in our favor. It won't, because we won't do it because we're not unified.
So it's
they are
like,
unified in their fight against us.
Like
and
the movies.
Yes.
Demolition, Total Recall.
And like I said, getting unfriended, the blocking, the Chobani,
Ready
the
Player
Spotify.
One.
Yeah, it is all these things, like I said, that we're so upset about. I can't be friends. I can't be social media friends with you or network with you because you're not saying F him like I am every 2 hours on my feed. And oh my gosh, you made a point about, oh, maybe my side's not great either. And I don't want to hear that. They think their shit don't sink. They think that their side is pure and righteous. And it's like,
I don't know
you're not.
what they think.
And lastly, because I was told by our pharmacist Linda,
oh yes,
that I have to
special
mention,
announcement.
I have to mention the CDC's vaccine panel advised that only babies born to women who test positive for hepatitis B should get the final dose within 24 hours. Okay, that's a little ahead of the article, but they were changing. They were going to change the vaccine schedule for hepatitis B for newborns. Because I guess normally they get it, like, they jab that baby,
right then and there.
right then. Like, they basically, as they're pulling it out of the mom, they're like,
oh my god.
I mean, it's not that, but you know.
I know, but it literally seems like
they're
it.
smearing all this stuff in their eyes, and they're just smacking it on the ass, and hitting it in the jaw, and you know.
Please don't.
Making measurements so they can tell the politicians which babies have more or something than others, but so they know what they can, never mind.
Take later?
Yeah. But there's a controversy over that because, again, you're changing something.
What's the controversy?
The hepatitis B, I think from what I understood, now I can't find the actual part of the article I wanted to say, that unless the woman who tests positive for hepatitis B, which is normally STDs and drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if the mom's tested for that because they test for all these things and they're pregnant, then they want to make sure they give the baby that shot. But if not, it's not required. They want to take away that recommendation. They want to make parents give an informed choice over what do I want to put in my baby. It should be that body autonomy, that my body, my choice.
I'm surprised.
And that's what I was saying is like, and the crowd that doesn't care about my body, cares about my body, my choice in terms of wanting to decapitate and suck that baby out if they don't want it. Once it's done, then they want that baby to have no autonomy, and it's not about baby's body choice, mom's body for the baby or choice. They want the government to say, you inject my baby, you tell me what needs to go on that, because science said. Even though I don't think that I've never seen.
They pick and choose what science says.
I don't think there's many links as far as hepatitis B to any issues. I don't know if you've heard anything as far as hepatitis B in terms of there being any issues. Like, cause sometimes they're like MMR and measles and stuff could contribute to autism and stuff like that. But I've never really heard anything about hepatitis B. I think it's mainly just because it is mainly more for drug users, for STDs.
Yeah.
They're like, why are we injecting this in 24 hours?
I'm surprised they haven't done the HPV shot to newborns.
Well, I think that's part of this.
Oh, hell. What the fuck?
And to a newborn, like I said, you should...
This poor baby!
And the thing is, they're not saying that they won't administer this. Like, it's not a bit... It's so, no, it's so weird that people fight wanting government to have control, wanting doctors and hospitals and a CDC and a board of advisors to have control over what is put in our bodies from the moment we're born to the moment we're dead. Yeah. And it's like, well, what point should we ever have a choice in what goes on? Like, I don't have kids. Obviously, you don't have kids. And if I were to have kids, I would probably go deep down these rabbit holes to figure
Yeah.
out what I would want to put. Because I understand also a lot of these issues like autism and stuff. I would think there's so many contributing factors. Our foods, our hormones, what we're ingesting from in the womb, what the mom is eating to what in formula to everything, even in the breast milk, because if the mom's eating certain things and causing brain chemistry issues, body chemistry issues, causing childhood cancer,
just the clothing
lymphoma,
material you wear.
Yeah, the plastic in the bottles, the rubber nipples, everything is so toxic. And even the vaccines themselves, which there used to be like 50 years ago, there was like, here's 3 vaccines. Now there's how many? 10, 15,
I can't
20?
keep track.
And there's now they put more and more crap in the vaccines. All those metals and tracers allegedly and stuff. And so I think with this, and I think people are getting upset because it's RFK. So it's, and again, it's who's in charge.
Yeah.
It's the administration. Anything that this man does is going to be met with, quote, outrage and protest. And all you have to do is, if you have a baby, if you're a liberal out there listening, just say, hey, I want this hepatitis B, HB. What is the other one? HPV?
HPV is the one that...
Just say, hey, I want this for my newborn. And you know what they'll do? Their eyes will light up.
Like, okay.
Their eyes will light up, and they'll let you do it.
Yeah,
probably.
They'll add it to the bill.
They'll probably, like, double shot. Like, can I get a double? And as a matter of fact, can I get one for me, too?
Here, take it home.
What this is doing is basically saying, it's like taking it off, like, the recommend... Like, COVID shot, they're trying to take that off the recommended schedule for kids for schools, for vaccination, saying... should be voluntary because it's like a flu shot.
Yeah.
And are you required to get a flu shot to go to school? No.
No.
So why should you be required to get a COVID shot when there's some reports now coming out that this long COVID crap is actually vaccine injury? But that's a whole other debate. But we had to bring that up because she was like, oh, I'm curious about this. And it's like, I don't know a ton about it because it's not something I researched because we don't have kids.
I'm
but
surprised,
I care about kids.
I'm surprised Hep B instead of Hep C.
Yeah.
Because
That's what they've always said. Why B? Candace even did an episode on that.
Hep C has been rampant recently. I at least in my line of work, I have seen that. Intern, have you seen anything like that with Hep C?
No.
An increase? I have. It's kind of scary because I get those public health requests, and then I'm just like, wow, this is a lot. There's a lot of people that are dealing with this.
And the thing is with this also because again, it's the same thing like I said with Roblox or anything else because it's a change.
Yeah.
It's but I was like, how long have we been doing this hepatitis B shot? And how did all these babies survive all these generations before all these wonderful, amazing vaccines? And they children died. It's like kids died of so many things, but did they die of hepatitis B?
Not
they
because
might have
they
died.
didn't get it, yeah.
They might have died of some other stuff, but children weren't. They didn't have and autism rates were nowhere near. And developmentally disabled issues were nowhere near until we got so sophisticated and we got big pharma involved in the middle of the 1900s, and it's like. So that was for Linda. That was a little. I mean, I kind of talked through her while I was there, and it's like I don't know too much about this stuff, but for me, anything that takes government hands off of something and lets us decide based on our research,
that's a big win.
I'm on board. Especially when it comes to anything putting in a newborn. Now, if you decide like once the kid is like 6 months or 8 months, and you want to go ahead and do this as the spectrum of vaccines, like measles or whatever else you want, by all means, you should. It's your child.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to. I just don't want anything to where. That's why I know they're against home births. They're against all this stuff because then they can't control what happens to that child, and they can't just put whatever they want into it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, there is always a kind of like a wait. Why do you want to do a home birth?
Yeah. I know someone who was a doula, and she was like, got crap from nurses all the time. Yeah. She had her second child. She had her first child in the hospital, and he has all kind of issues. ADHD and all the typical stuff.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and then she had her daughter at home in a bathtub.
And fine.
Pretty much fine. I mean, some of the issues I think are just because of how they're being raised, because she also thought her 4-year-old was a trans. But because he wanted to fit in with mom and daughter, and they wear dresses and glitter all the time, so he wanted to wear glitter and try on mommy's skirt. So he was like, oh, look, I have a girl now. And he's like,
Don't get me started.
Yeah. Like I said, we're at the 1 hour mark, so I don't want to.
Well, Hep B it is.
So hepatitis. Oh, for that, I'm on board with letting parents decide what it is that they inject their newborns with. You got plenty of time to put poison in a child's body.
Oh my God, that is horrible, but that's exactly true.
I mean, yeah, there's some merit to protecting against some things, but if you have, like my mom, why would I need to get a hepatitis B shot when my mom has never touched a drug, touched a needle?
Yeah, that's true.
Had, one man in her whole life that she married and was with, because, again, back in that day, you weren't hoeing it up like you do now. Because we want to hoe it up, but then we don't want consequence.
Fuck around and find out.
No, don't F around. That's all.
Wasn't it, we were at dinner last night and I said, do they sell condoms still?
Yeah.
And then it turns like they're locked up and you're like, yeah, they're locked up with Pedialyte. That's horrible.
Yeah, the stuff that helps you, they lock up.
But I wouldn't think with what we see in society that condoms exist.
But the Astroglide's right there for you to take.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll tell you what's the issue with... the reason we have all these issues with people and their behavior is because they don't go outside, get some sun, and touch grass. Okay, bye!